at 7. Working against Butler. Got downhill. Couldn't punch it. Bam says, get it out of here. Here comes Bledsoe. Bam with a great block from behind. Bam. Oh, my. And out of Bio.
So what's up you guys, your man NBA fan Craziest here, back on the channel with another video. So before we get on to today's video, make sure subscribe to the channel to not miss a piece of daily NBA content. Now saying all of that, let's get on to today's video. So the Miami Heat beat the Milwaukee Bucks 119 to 108, partly because of a big fourth quarter with the Heat outscoring the Bucks 31 to 17. So for more takeaways from this game, and it was a very satisfying game for me to watch as a fan after rebounding from a 47-point loss the day before. You win by 11. So for more takeaways in this game, let's roll the tape. One of my main takeaways from this game was this may not be a main takeaway, but it seems you have to get used to the Bucks shooting well from deep. Maybe not at the accuracy they did the game before this one, but we have to get used to them shooting at this accuracy, because at least a pretty good rate, because they hit 16 for 41 from 3 again. And their defensive effort from these two games were really amplified from the previous games, because people would say that the Milwaukee Bucks lost some defense from with their acquisitions, were more fixated and keeping in mind the shooting that Giannis and the roster needs so that they can go to the rim more. So the Bucks shot 16 for 41 from deep. So you might consider, well, if the Bucks shoot 16 for 41 from deep, obviously the best shooter, Khris Middleton, would be pretty good. The answer is no. He wasn't that good. He had only 8 points off of 3 for 15 shooting, and 0 for 4 from 3 with 2 free throws attempted, which he made both. So Khris Middleton, this game he was puzzling because one time I think I remember he had Duncan Robinson on him. Like, he just tried to, because Middleton can a bit harass at least the shooting, he forced the Heat to put some of the best defenders onto him. So with Jimmy Butler out, the Heat mostly went with a 3-guard lineup with Goran Dragic, Avery Bradley and Tyler Hero. But Khris Middleton did not have a good game. He did not, partly due to his own, he just had, I think, 26 points the previous game before. But the one play I remember vividly, which I do think was one of the good plays Khris Middleton had this game, was when he threw that alley-oop and then Giannis caught it. So that made onto the NBA channel's top 10 plays for yesterday. So before I go into that, I wish you all a happy new year, guys. So it's been a pretty little bit time, and ultimately Khris Middleton did not have a good game. Some of it's due to the Heat's defense, but part of it was also due to the fact that sometimes he missed easy shots. And one time, and another takeaway I have in mind was that the Bucks missed too much easy attempts in the fourth quarter. So the Bucks missed easy attempts in the fourth, but primarily because the Heat, now the fourth quarter, what happened, you might say, the Bucks led for 14 or 13 at times. When the Heat come close, the Bucks would take it back, so the Bucks would establish a big lead before the Heat. The Heat and the Bucks alternated runs, but it was ultimately the Heat who had the last run. But what led to this run? Why couldn't the Bucks reduce it? It was because they failed to make easy shots at the rim, open shots, contested shots, whatever it may be. They did not, in the end, they did not make some shots at the rim, and some of them might have been uncalled fouls. I agree, but you missed a lot of shots to cut, and this is not me criticizing the Bucks. It is what it is. Sometimes teams miss shots. That's how the game works. And I'm not gonna call the Bucks lucky for hitting 29 threes. I'm not that kind of guy who goes like that. Please don't think of me to be a guy like that. But either way, the Bucks had a lot of opportunities late in the game around the 7 to 6 minute mark, where they had a lot of opportunities at the rim and they just missed. And though this is not in the fourth, I think I remember a sequence in the second quarter. I think Brook Lopez missed 2 or 3 shots at the rim and the ball was coming in and out. And ultimately, I think the Heat seized the ball, and then I think it led to a score on the other end. But I don't know that. But I just remember Brook Lopez missing one time 2 or 3 shots in the same possession at the rim. So the Bucks not making those easy shots at the rim simply it hindered their ability to come back into this ball game when the Heat started to run away, established a 13 point lead, when they led 110 to 99 at some point of time. So ultimately this affected the Bucks' ability to come back into this game. This is why they lost the lead and lost the game itself. And this might have been Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton's probably the worst games as a Buck. I do think the same way, because they've been playing very well as a unit, but this might have been the not the best game so far. So Jrue Holiday's stats on him, I'm not going to be choosy at stats, I'm just going to use it to reflect my point and also tell others which I don't agree with. So Jrue Holiday had a pretty good night looking at the box sheet, but he only went 4 for 15 from 3 and 3 for 7 from 3. One which I remember the most is the one which gave a Bucks an 8-point lead in 48-40 on the which led to the Heat taking a timeout. So he also converted his 2 free throws, but he was -1 for the night. But I seen Jrue Holiday do a lot more, but he did let's just say have an ability. He still has ways to impact this game, even if not for scoring, but still I don't think this was his best game as a Buck. Chris Middleton, not a good game so far. So this basically hindered the Bucks' ability to come back into this game, and partly the reason why they lost the game. Even though Giannis had a pretty good game himself. And ironic is the fact that he had only 9 points last game. They won by 47, and this time he had 26, and then they lose by 11. And my last takeaway here is gonna be how splendid Goran Dragic was. I think he only played 10 to 11 minutes last game, playing him a solid 27 minutes coming out the bench, but he plays starter minutes at best. He got his share of minutes too, so he played very well. 26 points, a +14, 9 of 17 from the field, but 4 for 7 from 3. He felt at times like the stabilizing force, and I always say that because him and Jimmy Butler always been the stabilizing forces on the team. But as a point guard, when Jimmy's not there, he really calmed things down and slowed the pace, and then gradually get their own buckets, because he really hit some timely threes and timely buckets. And one time I remember him faking Giannis and then going with a right-handed layup. He hit Giannis with a fake, and then he went on to the other side for layup. And one time when after Kelly or Olynyk hit the 3 for the lead, and Dragic hit 2 straight triples to put them up 7. And then at times he also kept them in the game. Sometimes by him taking fouls, which some people might not like, but either way. But his shot making, and when the Heat needed timely buckets in order to stop the bleeding, he hit some threes, he hit free throws too. By judging at his free throw rate, he hit 4 for 6 from the line, where he didn't miss 2 consecutive times. I think he missed 1 of 2, 2 times when he went to line 3 times. So the pretty good game from him, and pretty good game from the Heat. They won in this game 119 to 108. I think Goran Dragic had a really great impact on this game. Unlike the previous game that they had to bring him in immediately as the Heat was struggling. So they engineered a 58-point turnaround. So the Milwaukee Bucks host Chicago on Friday, whereas the Heat visit Dallas on Friday, which is obviously today. Why am I forgetting that? Sure. So the Bucks host Chicago on today, whereas the Heat also are going to Dallas today. So pretty good win for the Heat. The Bucks split the series, so they're going back home to Milwaukee in order to face the Chicago Bulls. So the uniform schedule for the Milwaukee Bucks in that game is the Milwaukee Bucks will wear the white association uniforms, whereas Chicago Bulls will wear the black Chicago Statement Edition uniforms. And on the 6 p.m. Eastern Miami Heat Dallas Mavericks game, and whoever's listening to this podcast, whether you may be a Bulls fan or a Bucks fan, make sure you ding your bells. It's 7 Eastern time, Bulls and Bucks. So if you're a Bucks or a Bulls fan listening to this, make sure you remind yourself that. And obviously I know you're gonna know that, but still. Heat Mavericks, it's a 6 p.m. game today. So the Mavericks wearing the City Edition white uniforms. I think it's inspired by like Pegasus or something. Pegasus, it's like protecting the city of Dallas, and the Heat wear the black Icon Edition uniforms. It's on the trip to Dallas, and then they come back home to face Oklahoma City in the unveiling of the vice versa uniforms. So then, if I'm right, the Milwaukee Bucks, so they're going home to Chicago. So where do they play? Yeah, they play next at Pfizer Forum, same after the Bulls game. Monday 7 Eastern, Bulls Pistons. There's the Heat 7:30 Eastern against the Thunder. So I hope you guys appreciate me. I appreciate whoever's listening to this podcast right now. So these are my takeaways. I don't want to go too much in depth because I want to be more honest guy here. So I'll only provide 3 takeaways here compared to 2 there. So hope you do not take it against me. So I thank you guys for listening to this segment of Miami Heat Chronicles of the 2020-2021 NBA season. Peace out, my friends. I will see y'all next time with maybe a preview or a game recap of the Heat Mavericks game after today's game. So see y'all. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you like the content put out by me, please subscribe to the channel. Do not miss a piece of daily NBA content, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video.